The first step to wisdom is silence. The second is listening. Wisdom is knowing what to overlook. True growth happens when you learn to walk away from what's not meant for you. It takes a great deal of courage to see the world in all its tainted glory and still to love it. Patience is when you're supposed to get mad, but you choose to understand. Happiness is not about getting all you want, but about learning to appreciate what you have. Letting go isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. Real wisdom is knowing when to step back. The quieter you become, the more you can hear. Sometimes, the right path is not the easiest one. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Growth isn't in doing more, but in letting go of what no longer serves you. To know oneself is to be rooted in being, instead of lost in your mind. Wisdom is the reward you get for a lifetime of listening, when you would rather have talked. A wise man adapts himself to circumstances, as water shapes itself to the vessel that contains it. Strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. To understand everything is to forgive everything. A calm mind brings inner strength and self-confidence. That's very important for good health. The ability to simplify means to eliminate the unnecessary, so that the necessary may speak. Peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to cope with it. Knowing when to walk away is wisdom. Being able to is courage. Walking away with your head held high is dignity. Sometimes you have to let go to see if there was anything worth holding on to. A wise person knows there is something to be learned from everyone. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. Growth is the ability to see the same situation from different perspectives. The journey is the reward. You'll never find peace of mind until you listen to your heart. Forgive others, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Wisdom is nothing more than healed pain. To know what you know, and what you do not know, that is true knowledge. Let your actions speak so loud that they drown out the words of others. The wise person understands that even their own perspectives are limited. Life isn't about finding yourself. It's about creating yourself. When you know better, you do better. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Nothing strengthens authority so much as silence. One can have no smaller or greater mastery than mastery of oneself. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you react to it. Character is how you treat those who can do nothing for you. A sign of wisdom is seeing life as it is, and not as you wish it to be. The more a man knows, the more he forgives. Wisdom is knowing the right path to take. Integrity is taking it. Your perspective will change the day you realize no one is responsible for your happiness but you. Those who are at war with others are not at peace with themselves. The art of being wise is knowing what to overlook. Sometimes, the right thing to do is the hardest thing to do. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Experience is simply the name we give to our mistakes. Do not be embarrassed by your failures. Learn from them and start again. The wise man does at once what the fool does finally. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. Life is about making an impact, not making an income. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Silence at the proper season is wisdom, and better than any speech. A man who has committed a mistake and doesn't correct it is committing another mistake. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. True wisdom lies in gathering the precious things out of each day as it goes by. A smart person knows what to say. A wise person knows whether or not to say it. Wisdom consists of the anticipation of consequences. True wisdom is a growth in perspective. The wise learn from everyone. The foolish already know it all. To conquer oneself is a greater task than conquering others. The world breaks everyone, and afterward, some are strong at the broken places. We do not remember days, we remember moments. Time you enjoy wasting was not wasted. A man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Wisdom comes not from age, but from education and learning. Life is not about finding yourself. It is about creating yourself. Knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Life isn't measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Don't wait. The time will never be just right. Turn your wounds into wisdom. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. Life is too important to be taken seriously. Do what you can, with what you have, where you are. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. Act as if what you do makes a difference. It does. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did do.